What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing another one of the tier lists. This is going to be our second last position tier list for the month. Lads, this is going to be our second last month of tier lists, which is nuts, lads. This is July. We literally have got one more month of tier list left after this. So if you guys could leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. If we could hit, let's just say, let's just say 1,000 likes in this video, that would be absolutely insane. We did hit on the small forward 1958, but obviously, even though the position is way worse, there's always more hype for power forwards. So, anyway, now, let's start. Aaron Gordon, man, has he been bang smack in the middle in every tier list? I mean, when the Pink Diamond one was the best Aaron Gordon, he was bang smack in the middle. Now this Aaron Gordon's bang smack in the middle. Like, he is so average. There's also a ton of cards that I have not used that I am not going to be putting on this list, by the way. There is a lot of those season rewind cards. The cards that I've either used or I know, for example, are good or bad. There are some cards that you know are good you haven't used, but I don't think many people have used a lot of season rewind cards. Like, they are, like, I've used all the idle space. I've used basically everybody in this game except for season rewinds. Oh, wait. We're getting Jokic is coming tomorrow. That is interesting. I forgot about that. Alexei Pokusevski. You know what? Because of how good Pokusevski is on next gen, I'm going to give him B tier. He's probably like D tier on current gen. A tier on next gen. He might get moved down, but he is so cheese on one of the gens. He is so cheese. And like, again, the higher tiers normally, if you get on one gen, I'll put you probably in a higher tier. If you're as good as Pokusevski is on next gen, at either gen, I'll probably put you higher. AK, I think AK is B tier. I might go like this. I don't like Aaron Gordon's release. I don't know what it is about it. I don't even mind on Halliburton. It's just specifically on Aaron Gordon, I don't like it. Yeah, this looks a bit better. Jameson. A. Jameson, is he A or S? I'm such a big fan of this Jameson, though. I'm going to put him in S for now. I'm going to put him in S for now. Like, he's fine on current gen. He is fine. He's not great, he's not awful. The only word to describe him on current gen, he's fine. And he's fine in any setting. And then on next gen, I mean, he may be like the perfect shooting power forward. Like, he's unbelievable on next. Like, him versus Bill Russell at that power forward position is a legit debate. He's not the best, though, so I'll have to see. Blake Griffin. I think Blake belongs in AK tier. There's just something about Blake. His player build's alright on current gen. His player build is not good on next gen. Just something about him. Like, it's the reason why I think the other Blake's gonna be fine. The Invincible Blake. Again, he's gonna be decent on both gens. I don't see him being any different than the Opal Blake we got last year. The 99 overall one, the play point guard that nobody used. I don't see anyone really using that Blake Griffin. So, this Blake Griffin, I mean, he's fine at the 4. I wouldn't really use him at the 5, but he's fine. Bob Pettit. Set shot 14 is okay. His all-around stats are okay. But set shot 14 is... Some people hate it on current gen. He can't shoot from the corners. I think it's easy to green on both gens, but I will admit it, he cannot shoot from the corners. So Pettit... I'm going to say C tier for Bob Pettit. I'm going to say C tier for Pettit, but maybe you can move Pettit to B. Most obvious inclusion ever in S tier is Bol Bol. The best damn card in the game. Like... I think it's hard. Is it hard to argue? I think it's hard to really argue. Bol Bol. It's really hard to argue him anywhere, not even anywhere but S tier, as not the number 1 card in the game. Maybe if you want to say AK, but for me, it is Bol as the number 1. Okay, then we've got Boris Diaw. Man, I love this card. He's not even the best Boris Diaw in the game. Go into D tier. I do like this card though. I loved him for his time. I loved Boris Diaw for his time, but he's not as good as Poku. Bosch B. First A tier player is Chris Webber. Webber is so underrated. Kemba base is chicken. I don't care what anyone says. And it wasn't just chicken for the time. It is chicken. Like, it is full on, like, Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich level chicken. Like, it is full on good KFC chicken level chicken. And there's a difference between good KFC and bad KFC. If you've had good KFC, especially in the States, you know what that is. And also, if you are in anywhere else other than the States, there is no such thing as good KFC outside America. That is one thing. If you think your KFC is nice, it's not. KFC in America is 100 times better. But anyway. So, Weber, right here. Danilo Gallinari. I mean, he's just better Dio. I mean, B or C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B? I don't know. Danny Ferry, S, no brainer. No brainer. Danny Ferry is in S tier. Lads, Ferry will be S tier next month's Power 4 tier list. I'm probably putting Ferry's probably not going to be an S tier in my overall one, because I do like to have the best. No, he'll be an S tier. There'll be best 10 and then there'll be S tier. He won't be in the best 10, but he'll stay in S tier. Danny Ferry, from the day he will win the longevity award. He will win the longevity award in my team. There will be no player that will have the longevity of Danny Ferry in my team. He will win that award. Danny Ferry, he's probably not better than Exumbron, but it's close. Danny Manning, I don't like the fact they used the same picture as they did last year. Like, there's more than two. There's only been it's been 4 different pictures Danny Manning used. Like, it's not hard. But I'm gonna go Danny Manning C tier. I don't rate him that highly. Dean Wade. It depends on what you want. If you just want the 3-and-D cone, he's legit like a slightly worse Antoine Jameson. But if you want him to do and that's only on next gen, by the way. If you want to do anything else, he's not very good. Actually, he dunks well. And he's not very good on current gen, so I'm going to give him B tier. Oh, how I want to put Dean Wade in A tier. I'll put Dean Wade in B tier. Derek Jones Jr. This guy's pretty chicken. Base 5, same as Dean Wade, release on very quick. Only gold. Like, he is E tier. Now we got to go to the worthless players. But I do, like, he is the best Amethyst power forward in the game, in my opinion. Okay, worthless players. Okay. You? You're not worthless, though. Are you? Is he the worst player here? This Larry E. Is he the worst player? Sure, we're going F tier. I'm going to say this right now. There are no worthless players in here. So this is one of the first tier lists where we have now, instead of got worthless tier, we've got an F tier. Because I don't think, like, all these guys are somewhat usable. I thought maybe I accidentally put Jay Sean Tate into the tier list, but I didn't. Oh, actually, no, there is one useless player, Hot Rod. Hot Rod in a tier by himself. Hot Rod is now in worthless tier by himself. Hot Rod sucks, man. He sucks. They might as well have given us freaking Hot Plate Williams. Hot Rod is that bad. And yes, there was a Hot Plate Williams. That wasn't a random name that I came up with. Derek Jones Jr. I mean, he's a little bit undersized at power forward at 6'6". He's like a 6'6" Dean Wade. Best way to describe him, he's a 6'6" lefty Dean Wade. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk might be S. I hate that release with a passion, though. You don't understand how much I hate that Dirk release. He might be S tier, though. Because, like, is Dirk better than Jameson? They're different players. You cannot compare Dirk and Jameson. They're different players. Jason's a much better catch and shoot player. Dirk's going to move better on offense on both gens. He's going to move a lot better. He's going to move a lot worse on he's going to move a lot better on defense on current gen, a lot worse on defense Jameson on next gen. But Jameson's got that X and base can 3 hunt. If you don't have Luka, you can use Jameson like he's Luka. And again, people that are good with Luka are unbelievable. Like, he's their main man. And Jameson, you can use him the exact same way as Luka. So I'm going to keep Dirk and A, but that's a close one. Finney Smith, he's fine. He's fine. C or D. Draymond. I mean, he's a cone point guard. What else? Where else do you want me to put him? B tier? Like, he's like worse Larry Bird. Worse other Opal Larry Bird. I was about to say, am I too harsh? I'm pretty sure it is Larry only is Larry on quick. I'm sorry, RCA. I know you can ball with him, but you ball with Rondo, and it doesn't mean Rondo's anywhere above E tier on point guards. Giannis, no-brainer, S tier. Giannis is a no-brainer there. Giannis is insane. He still gets Giannis animations. And lads, at the end of the day, he's Giannis. Giannis is always going to be Giannis. Or what stats they give him, no matter what no matter what badges he has. At the end of the day, Giannis is always going to be Giannis. And obviously, this is a freaking invincible Giannis. So yeah, S tier. I don't believe he's the best Giannis in the game. I think the point guard Giannis allows for more flexibility or for more versatility in your squad, because you can play the 2 as well. It means that you can run with, say, Reem, Shaq, and Bull, or Shaq, Taco, Reem, Taco, Bull. You can run any of those combinations with Giannis at the 1. Whereas he takes one of those spots at the 4, but he's still S tier. Glenn. I'm sorry, Glenn, you're going C tier. I love the Diamond Glenn. The Diamond Glenn for his time was ridiculous. But this Glenn is C tier. Hakeem Warwick, at this stage in the game, D tier, although he was good when he came out. Horace Grant, B. He's like a Brook Lopez base Bob McAdoo. I don't mind the card. A lot of people are either way too high or way too low on Horace Grant. He's the best. Is he the best Ascension Award? No, Bob Lanier, because back at the start of the game when nobody could shoot, Bob Lanier was one of the best centers in the game. So, I will say that much. That he's probably, since Bob Lanier, been the only one that you could say is like a decent card. Again, Lopez base. His 3-point shooting's a little bit lacking, but he's solid. He's solid. Like, he's definitely not Weber or Dirk, but he's definitely at the power forward position, he's better than Draymond. Okay, Jared Dudley, I mean, he shoots the lights out, but he's 6'6". He's probably like slightly worse Derrick Jones Jr., so I'm going to put him in D tier. This Jason Tatum, he is cash. He's B tier. He's definitely not as good as Dirk or Chris Webber. But like, I use him in my cheapest Dark Matter gameplay because he's obviously a part of Team USA. And he's a good player. Man, his movement is nice. He shoots the ball well. He's like, the problem is no slasher dribble style next gen does kind of limit what he can do. But I mean, I like the release. I like everything about him. Everything else about him. And he's a very good player in current gen. So he definitely belongs in B tier. He's probably somewhere in the middle, if not one of the higher ones in B tier. But he's definitely not Weber or Dirk, in my opinion. Jeff Green. I'm going to put Green up. Who do I want to move down? I'm not moving Dean Wade down. For anyone saying move Dean Wade down, no, you don't understand how much I like Dean Wade. Like, and you might, even if you're saying I'm gassing it, that's fine. He's got Clyde release, which is, I've said it 100 times, it's my favorite release in the game. And the fact is Dean Wade's A tier on next gen, so I don't really want to put him below B tier total, like, especially because on current gen he's still pretty damn good. He's still probably C tier on current gen, so B tier is fine for him. Gallows, do I move Bosch down? Is Bosch better than Jeff Green? Is Horace Grant the player to move down? Do I move Draymond? I think I might move Draymond down. He sucks at power forward right now. He just does. I'm putting Draymond down. Jerry Lucas, chest pass jump shot. If you can get past the chest pass jump shot, he's fine. He's proof that base does not matter as much as upper, because he has had in the last 2 years Dwayne Wade base and Ray Allen base, the 2 best releases for the respective year. He has not been able to shoot because he throws the ball because he shoots the chance pass upper, like again, upper 8. As long as it's not on a set shot, upper 8 is better than any base, in my opinion. Joe Smith, E, he's okay. John Collins, I'm putting John Collins is incredible. He's incredible. Kobe base, very quick. He's got all the good stats. He can curry on next gen. He's got decent length, and his dunking is insane. His defense is good. Is he better on next gen than current gen? Yes. Is he still fantastic on current gen? Yes. Is he similar level to Weber? Yeah. So A tier. E tier for Jonathan Isaac. He's like a poor man's version of that Giannis. But he's still pretty good. He's still pretty good. Like, you can get away with Isaac in almost any setting right now. Especially if he uses duo with Mo Bamba, who, by the way, he got no hype because he came out the same day as Spotlight Sims. Mo Bamba's a beast. Karl Malone. I mean... I don't think he's as good as any of these guys here. I would put probably Tatum better than him. I think AK might be a bit better than Karl Malone. Gallo maybe, Jeff Green. I think Gallo is better in a way and Malone's better in a way. But like, I think like it's not like out around possibility that they're better. Like, he's definitely a B tier player. I don't like the way he moves. His player build's actually pretty nice, especially on next. He's better on next gen than current gen. He's a little bit small for center and even a little bit small for power forward at this stage in the game. And like, he's not bad. Like, as you can see here where I've ranked him, like, he very clearly is the 13th best player on the list. But like, yeah, B tier I think is fine. B tier is fine. Like, there are right now 12 players better than him. Keith Van Horn, C. He's actually a pretty good shooter. Kenny Walker, D. But he's like, Kenny Walker's as good as Opal Clay. He's not as good as Dark Matter Clay, but he's good as Opal Clay. Clay base, good behind the back. The problem with Kenny Walker is that when he was released on the database, he had the worst SIGs in the world, and nobody cared about the card. And then the card actually came out, and he was a beast. Kenny Walker's not bad. Kevin Garnett. I'm putting Kevin Garnett in C tier. Screw it. I'm moving Bosch down one, because I do think Jeff Green's that little bit better than Bosch. I do think Gallinari can be that little bit more effective. Nah, screw it. Bosch is going up. Kevin Garnett at this stage, his just shooting is enough of a liability. I can't really put him in C tier. Other Kevin Garnett, I'm going to put him in A tier still. Like, he's not good on current gen, but he's still incredible on next gen, so I can't not put him in A tier. So he's good on one of the gens. Kuz, I'm going to go B and A for Kuzma. I don't think there's much of a difference between these guys. I mean, you could definitely argue both of them down in B tier. I think there's very little difference, but for the slight difference, I'm going to put Kuzma higher. I really like base 80. It's not bad on current gen, but it's spectacular on next gen. His movement is good. His dunking is good. His defense is good because of the Warped Reality card, and they just have to make this one better than the Warped Reality card. Yeah, Kuzma's going A. LaMelo. Oh, how I love LaMelo for the longest time. I'm putting LaMelo in D tier purely because he can still cook people with the ball in his hands. Does he suck on defense? Yes. Is he not a good rebounder? Yeah, he's not a great rebounder, but can he destroy people with the ball in his hands in any sort of unlimited setting? Yeah, he can. He's good. Larry Bird. Is Larry the best player we have left? I think it's a toss-up right here between Larry and Thon for S tier. I'm going to put Larry and Thon. Larry's good. Larry's really good. I like that release. Personally, I would take the point guard Larry over him if you're on next gen. But if you're on current gen, this Larry's spectacular. And I can't not put Thon in S tier. Kind of want to keep it to 5. But I do think it's a weird one. Larry versus Jameson's a weird one. Because I think Larry on next gen is as good as Jameson on current gen. And I think Jameson on next gen is better than Larry on current gen. So, it's tough. Okay, Larry Johnson. I mean, he's alright. Like, he's 6'7", so he's very undersized. Like, I got Dre down here. I got Derrick Jones Jr. down here. And I don't think he's much better, if better at all, than Derrick Jones Jr. So, I'm going to go C tier for him. Marcus Morris Sr. He came out today. I've only seen his stats, and he's mediocre. Let me put him in, like, C tier. He's fine. Again, not a great card, but he's fine. Miles Bridges, he's like a worse Derrick Jones Jr. 6'6", so again, he is undersized. And it's tough. It's tough really to go with a 6'6" player in higher than this tier. OG Anunoby. OG's good. I'm putting OG in B tier, but like, I mean, he's still really good. But again, most of his B tier is really good. Like, is he? Like, you know what? I will say, Karl Malone is definitely better than OG. Is he? Or he's not better than Karl Malone versus Gallo. They give you different things, but I mean, sorry, OG's definitely, I think, better than Karl. Is he? I like his release. I like a lot of it. O'Shea Brissett. He's a little bit small. Like, that's the only problem with him. Dude's freaking Steph Curry clone. Like, I don't know what they did to him. Like, he's 6'7", so I don't think I can put the guy over C tier. But he's got Steph on Steph base with a Kobe upper. And he's got Pro 2, Pro 3. Like, there's just... It's mental how good this card is. It is mental how good he is. But the problem is he's 6'7", so let's put him in C tier. Pascal Siakam A. He's not the same as he was last year because the game is different. The game is different with no deep hash. It doesn't matter what gen you are on. With his role of just standing there and hitting shots isn't as important, and his release just isn't as good. The small green window on current gen means that means that it's tough to green at all, and then on next gen it's a really inconsistent release where the shooting is more like 2K20. Like, he used to have a release back in 2K20 that you could green 80% of the time if he was open. If you weren't straight arming, you were greening like 80% of the time. Like, he was really, really good in terms of release, but I think this year he's just not quite as good. He's still good, don't get me wrong, but he's not quite as good. Millsap, I mean, Millsap has sold me so many times that I can't put him above. Does he belong in B tier? Probably. I'm putting him in C tier. Although we don't forget, like, we can't forget, Millsap came out, was it like the weekend of like the 9th of April, if I'm not mistaken? Which was insane. Like, that was, I just remember again, Millsap, because it was WrestleMania weekend. Fact is that he came out, I'm pretty sure the week of Millsap was, did Millsap come out? Did Danny Ferry come on the Wednesday? And then Millsap and some of the others came on the Friday. Yeah, Millsap was good for his time. Richard Duma, again, good for his time. I mean, he's 6'6". It's tough for me to put him in Aaron Gordon tier, so I'm going to put Richard Duma in E tier. He was good for his time, though. Robert Covington. I mean, he's not very good on next gen, but he's very good on current. Like, he's probably B tier and D tier. He's probably B tier on next, or on current, and D tier on next. So I'm gonna put him. Hey, look, I'm gonna put him in the same tier as Pokashevsky. I'm gonna put him in the same tier as Pokashevsky because I believe Pokashevsky is way better on next gen. Covington is way better on current gen, and I think when you aggregate both of the gens, they probably are equal players, Rocco and Pokashevsky. So, yeah, let's put him in the same tier and C tier. C tier is not even a bad tier. Rudy doesn't belong in A tier anymore, does he? Rudy does not belong in that tier at all. He's B tier. He's B tier with that Kuzma. Again, not even a bad card for B tier. But I mean, he did come out quite a while ago, and outside of Simmons, that Warp Reality set's kind of a bit outdated. Rui Hachimura, C tier. He is C tier. Sadiq Bey, he's 6'7", but he has blinders and stuff. He's got a few good things going about him. So I'm going to go C tier for Sadiq Bey. I think he's just a tad bit off. He is a tiny bit in my opinion. He is a tiny bit off being in a higher tier. Okay. So, Shane Battier, C. Not good on current gen, great on next gen. He's like B tier. He's probably D or E tier on current gen. He's B tier on next. He's very good on next. So, yeah, let's put him in C. Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp's not very good, but just being completely honest, if you guys know about the normal 2 side to side on next gen, he has the normal 2 side to side. And like Kemp actually has some good things going for him. The problem is his release absolutely sucks. He has got the normal 2 side to side with quick dribble style. He is the only player, as far as I'm aware, in the game that is normal 2 with quick dribble style. So like he gets the pro-am burst. He gets even a better side to side, but he does nothing else well. He does absolutely nothing else well in game. Thad Young, B tier. I mean, he's got that Dwayne Wade base on very quick. He's got the height. He's got decent height. He's a good dribbler. Thad Young does a lot of stuff well. And he does a lot of stuff not very well in game. Because he's a little bit undersized. So B tier is for him. Thurl, B. Duncan, B. Like Thurl again. Thurl's underrated. I will say that. Like he's got the height. He probably doesn't really have the wingspan. He's got a mediocre at best release. He's another one that has a good release ruined by bad upper. His behind the back is good. His dunking's good. There's a lot of good stuff with Thurl. But I do think he's B tier. Then Duncan, I mean, Duncan's release is terrible. Normal timing, very quick. It sucks. Kukoc. S tier next gen, B tier current gen. Let me put Kukoc in A tier. Like Kukoc he is fantastic. He's absolutely fantastic, lads. On next gen. Ray Allen base is unreal. As well as that, he just moves well and shoots well. Like again, he's as good as Danny Ferry, if not better on next gen. Obviously nowhere near on current gen. He's S tier next gen, B tier current gen. Let's go A tier for Kukoc. X-Man McDaniel, C tier. I mean, he's fine. He's fine. The only word to describe him is fine. And then Giannis cards. So not Giannis, Zion cards. I'm not even gonna bother with this Zion here. I'm gonna go D, C with Zion's. I think Zion's quite small at 6'6", and I do think the Zion having Kobe release on very quick is very good. But again, do I rate him as higher than Derrick Jones? Not particularly. Do I think I can justify putting a 6'6" player in B tier? No. Like the smallest player, I think is Thad Young, 6'8". I think he might be the smallest player, and Tatum's 6'8" in B tier. And then Rudy's 6'8" as well. Everyone else is 6'9" and above. Maybe Rudy's 6'9". I don't know. Either way. 6'6" is a little bit too small to put into B tier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the lineup this is what we've come out with. I think these 4 right here are the no-brainer S tier players. I think Jameson and Larry, you can argue. I think the no-brainer S tiers are Bol, Danny Ferry, Giannis, and Thon Maker. I think the no-brainer A tiers are Weber and Dirk. You can argue Dirk in S tier. I hate his release. I hate that release. I've used it on Booker. I hate it. Used on the other Dirk. I hate it. But Dirk, no-brainer in this tier. Weber, no-brainer. I think Siakam, no-brainer. And in my opinion, Isaac and Kuzma, no-brainer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.